I'm Dr. David Beaulieu, and I'm back with more news you can use. It seems lately, almost everything I read brings me back to when I was a youngster. That was a long time ago. That was back in the late 70s, early 80s. I remember getting thrown off my first radio show for my stance on fluoridation, and it was anti-fluoridation, by the way. And as we build more and more proof on the damages of fluoride in the drinking water, I will be proved right once again where that is concerned. But the second was a biggie because I took a very solid stand on sugar. And that was over 40 years ago, and there was enough information in the scientific literature for someone to take a stand on sugar and all of the things that it would do, creating problems for us in our bodies and in our society. Today, Alzheimer's disease is being called type 3 diabetes. We know that sugar pickles the brain. And we know that it is a major pro-inflammatory. And in these days of low-fat diet, we see all of these itises, inflammations, whether it's colitis, sinusitis, Arthur is very popular. Arthritis is everywhere today. And so we know that sugar is involved with brain problems, with liver problems, with pancreas problems, with joint problems, with colon problems, and on and on and on. A lot of us are concerned about cancer because it is so prevalent. And it turns out that cancer, kind of like dementia and kind of like diabetes, is a disease we give ourselves. Now, there's always been cancer, there's always been dementia, there's always been diabetes, but in very, very small amounts. Today, it's everywhere, absolutely everywhere. And one of my heroes, a fellow who's got the most watched, what's the word? He's got a website, and his name is Joe Mercola. He's a medical doctor. And it's the biggest website of its kind in the world. And Joe's written a number of books. But he's come up with a revolutionary new diet to combat cancer, boost brain power, and increase energy. And it's called Fat for Fuel. And for those patients with these kinds of severe problems, in our office, we start them on a paleo diet, and we ease them into a ketogenic diet. Mercola talks about that. The name of the book is Fat for Fuel, so it gives you a clue that we're going keto. And just from the standpoint of the science, it's irrefutable. We've been on the wrong path for decades. It's all driven by money. People are really not getting well. Some of them are getting better for a short period of time. We're spending billions of dollars to gain a few more months, where it's possible to reverse this disease in many cases, but you have to do the work yourself. Now, you need help from a practitioner that knows what they're doing, but a practitioner can't take supplements for you, can't choose a smarter diet for you, can't focus on the positive for you, can't exercise for you, can't do any of these things that are critical to reversing the chronic diseases that plague us in the industrialized world today. And Joe Mercola, Dr. Mercola, has written this book, Fat for Fuel, and it's all about these chronic degenerative diseases, cancer being one of them. If you've got this in your family, you have a risk. You have to read this book.